So let's summarize what we have seen before. So as you can see here, so this is a flyback motherboard, okay, or the switch mode power supply motherboard. As you see, we have here many components, as you can see, and this is the other side of this flyback power supply, okay. So as you can see, this is the here we have the power jack, as you can see, with two terminals, as you can see here, okay, with two terminals, always line and neutral, okay. And here, this is the protection, the components that is responsible for protection. As you can see, always we find the fuse as the first component, okay. So here, as you can see, so this is the VDR, okay, this is the VDR. Here we have capacitor. Here we have the electromagnetic interference. So this electromagnetic interference prevents the high frequencies, okay. It leads just the low frequencies to pass, okay. So here, as you see, we have 4 diodes. As you can see here, this is here 4 diodes. This 4 diodes is a rectifier, okay. This is a bridge rectifier, okay. So here we have double filtering capacitor. Always this capacitor is near to the bridge rectifier, okay. So here we have a double filtering capacitor, okay. So after that, as you can see here, we have the oscillator or the IC, okay. This is the oscillator. In some motherboards you can find 2 ICs, okay, a MOSFET with an IC, controller IC, or the oscillator. But in other boards you can find just one. So the 2 are integrated in just one IC. So this IC is the oscillator, okay. So here we have the transformer, as you can see. This is the primary stage, and here over here we have the secondary stage. So here we have the input, and here we have the output, okay. So of course here we have some resistance and some capacitor. This is the optocoupler. We will see this is a control component. It controls whether the output voltage is good or not, whether the output voltage is in range or not. So as you see, this is here we have the transformer. After that, as you see, we have this diodes. This diodes is a Schottky diodes. So this is Schottky diode, okay. And of course we have here capacitor. So this is also filtering capacitor for the outputs. All these are filtering capacitors, okay, for the outputs, okay. And here, as you see, we will get the output voltage, our voltages. So if you focus here, so here we have the specific voltage that we will get finally, okay. So here, as you see, this is the output stage, and here this is the input part, okay. So for the optocoupler, it relay between the output part and the input part, as you can see here, okay. Do you see here? This is the primary stage, as you can see here, and this is the secondary stage where we have outputs, as you can see, where we have our outputs. Do you see this optocoupler here means no connection, okay, no physical connection, but the connection is the optocoupler. So the manufacturer use this technology in order to protect, okay, in order to protect the output components and stage, okay. So because the optocoupler, it contains a diode, okay, it contains a diode, an LED diode, okay, and a transistor, okay. But the transistor of the optocoupler is not a normal transistor. The transistor has a base that is sensitive to the light, okay. So this optocoupler receives the power, the output power here, for example 5 volts, okay, to the diode LED, and then in accordance with the amount of light that receives, it will send a signal to the oscillator. Okay, it will send a signal to the oscillator. The oscillator will rectify the power. If, for example, instead of 5 volt we get just 4 volt, the oscillator will increase the frequency in order to get here 5 volts. Okay, so this is it. So now let's see here. So as you can see here, always in the other side you will find, as you see, the symbols of each component. Okay, the symbols of each component. So for example here, as you see, so this is the input power. Okay, so here we have the VDR. As you see, we have here VDR. Here this is the capacitor, as you can see. Okay, this is the electromagnetic interference, as you can see here. This, okay, do you see? Always the manufacturer try to simplify the board, as you can see. We have here the electromagnetic interference. We have here L, okay, means coil, as you see. So here we have 2 diodes here, and we have other diodes here. So this is the rectifier. Okay, here we have the rectifier. So here, as you see, this is the first capacitor, as you can see here, one, and the second. This is the first filtering capacitor, and this is here the second filtering capacitor, as you can see. Okay. So here, as you see, this is the primary of the transformer, and over here we have the secondary, as you can see. So the primary here and the secondary here. So this is the primary, this is coils, and also we have here other coils, okay, as you can see. So this seems to be the IC. So here this is the symbol of diodes. Here we have capacitors, here capacitors, as you see. This is just a wire. So this is just a wire, as you can see. No symbol means a wire. Let's check. Yeah, as you can see here, this wire, okay. So here we have capacitors, as you can see here, other capacitor. This symbol is for resistance, as you see. All these are resistors, as you can see. Here we have resistors, okay. We have other 2 resistors here. Do you see? So let's check. As you can see, we have resistors, okay. So here this side of the board has the symbols, okay, and also the references. As you can see here, we have the references and name of each component. As you see, we have here C122 with symbol, okay. So for example here we have, as you can see here, we have C155. So this is capacitor, okay. For example here, as you can see, we have diode, and we have D123. So this is diode. Here, as you can see here, we have IC. We have here IC means this is the integrated circuit. This is integrated circuit pinouts. Okay.